What if ancient myths held the secrets to realities beyond our own? In this video, Beyond Earth, the multiverse and ancient myths explained, we dive deep into the legends that suggest our world is just one of many. From Hindu cosmology to Norse realms and Mayan skies, ancient cultures envisioned multiple universes, layered realities, and parallel worlds. Were they simply stories, or glimpses into a greater cosmic truth? Join us as we unravel mythological clues that point to a multiverse long imagined before modern science caught on. Get ready to see ancient myths in an entirely new dimension. Across cultures, time periods, and continents, ancient civilizations have passed down stories that describe realities far beyond the material world. These stories speak of realms above and below multiple worlds, divine planes, spirit dimensions, and layered universes, all suggesting that our physical world is just one of many. Though often seen as symbolic or allegorical, many of these myths bear a striking resemblance to modern theories of the multiverse. Could it be that ancient people tapped into something real, some primal knowledge or spiritual truth about the nature of existence? This exploration into the multiverse and ancient myths reveals a fascinating intersection between mythology, metaphysics, and cosmology. We'll journey through Hindu lokas, Norse realms, the Mayan universe, shamanic visions, and more, uncovering how diverse traditions map realities far beyond Earth. Understanding the multiverse concept. In modern physics, the multiverse refers to a hypothetical collection of multiple universes, including our own, each potentially governed by different laws of physics or containing different versions of events, beings, or dimensions. Some theories suggest parallel universes, alternate timelines, or bubble universes that coexist yet rarely intersect. But this idea isn't new. Mythologies across the world have long proposed a cosmos composed of several realms or planes of existence. Rather than a singular universe, they spoke of cosmic stacks, trees connecting realms, portals between worlds, and cycles of creation and destruction across multiple dimensions. 2. Hindu cosmology, the lokas and beyond. One of the most elaborate ancient multiversal models comes from Hindu cosmology. In Hindu thought, the universe is composed of 14 lokas, realms or planes, divided into 7 higher Vyardhas and 7 lower Patalas, worlds. These realms aren't necessarily spatial in the physical sense, but represent different levels of vibration, consciousness, and reality. Upper lokas include realms such as Svarga Loka, heaven of Indra, Mahar Loka, Jana Loka, and Satya Loka, realm of ultimate truth. Lower lokas include worlds like Atala, Vital, and Patala, often seen as realms of suffering or illusion. Each loka is inhabited by different beings, gods, demons, sages, and spirits, suggesting a complex multiversal structure. These lokas are connected through the axis of Mount Meru, often considered the center of all existence, both physical and spiritual. Hindu texts like the Puranas, Mahabharata, and Upanishads describe how avatars of Vishnu travel between these worlds, interacting with beings across the multiverse. The cyclical nature of time, kalpas, and yugas further enriches this cosmic layering, implying a multidimensional, timeless reality. 3. Norse cosmology, the 9 realms of Yggdrasil. The Norse cosmos is structured around Yggdrasil, the great world tree that links the 9 realms, each inhabited by different beings and forces. Asgard, home of the Aesir gods. Midgard, earth, home of humans. Jotunheim, land of the giants. Vanaheim, home of the Vanir gods. Alfheim, land of the light elves. Svartalfheim, realm of the dark elves or dwarves. Nidavellir, sometimes combined with Svartalfheim. Helheim, realm of the dead. Muspelheim and Niflheim, realms of fire and ice, representing primal forces. These realms are not metaphorical, but described as actual planes accessible via bridges, like Bifrost or portals. The Norse seers Valvas could travel across these realms during trance or ritual, further showing their understanding of a multiversal structure. Yggdrasil acts much like a cosmic axis, reminiscent of the Hindu Mount Meru or Mesoamerican world tree, reinforcing a common symbol of multidimensional connection across cultures. 4. Mayan cosmology, world trees, and the three cosmic levels. Mayan mythology divides the cosmos into three primary realms. The upper world, the heavens, often consisting of 13 levels, each ruled by a different deity. The middle world, Earth, where humans live. The underworld, Xibalba, a 9-layered realm of death, transformation, and rebirth. These realms are vertically connected by the saber tree, the Mayan world tree, which acts as a spiritual conduit. The roots reach into the underworld, the trunk supports the earthly plane, and the branches extend into the heavens. Shamans, priests, and rulers were believed to travel spiritually between these realms during ceremonies, often aided by entheogenic substances and rituals. The Mayan calendar also reflects a multidimensional view of time and space, with cycles upon cycles of creation and destruction, not unlike quantum or fractal theories of modern science. Shamanic realms, journeys between worlds. Shamanic traditions from Siberia, the Amazon, Africa, and indigenous North America consistently describe journeys through multiple spiritual realms. These shamans often describe upper worlds, realms of celestial beings, spirit guides, and higher wisdom. Middle worlds, a mirrored spiritual version of our own world. Lower worlds, realms of ancestors, spirits, and sometimes danger or testing. These realms are not imagined. They are accessed in trance states, often aided by drumming, dancing, or sacred plants like ayahuasca or peyote. What's remarkable is the global consistency of these realms despite cultural and geographic differences, suggesting a universal multiversal schema experienced through altered states of consciousness. These visions often mirror the structure of a world tree or cosmic mountain, reinforcing the model of vertical, interconnected dimensions. 6. Egyptian Duat, the underworld as parallel realm. In Egyptian mythology, the Duat is not simply a realm of the dead, but a complex, parallel universe with rivers, gates, guardians, and hidden knowledge. It is the place where the sun god Ra travels each night, and where souls are judged. The journey through the Duat involves multiple stages, challenges, and trials, a narrative arc akin to moving through dimensions or alternate realities. Texts like the Amduat and the Book of Gates describe the Duat in elaborate detail, showing how ancient Egyptians viewed existence as multilayered and far more than earthly life alone. 7. Greek concepts, Hades, Olympus, and the Isles beyond. Greek mythology may not lay out a structured multiverse like Hindu or Norse myths, but it still implies layered realities. Mount Olympus, a divine realm physically on Earth, yet hidden and imperceptible to mortals. Hades, the underworld, divided into sections like Elysium, Tartarus, and the Asphodel Meadows, each with different qualities and vibrational states. Oceanus and the Isles of the Blessed, places beyond the known world, accessible only to heroes or souls who achieve transcendence. Philosophers like Plato took these mythic ideas further. In the myth of Air, he describes a soul's journey through cosmic realms after death, choosing its next life, suggesting reincarnation and alternate timelines, very much a multiversal concept. 8. Zoroastrianism and cosmic duality. Zoroastrianism introduces the concept of dual worlds, the world of truth, Asha, and the world of falsehood, Drej. These worlds are not just moral states, but cosmic forces that exist simultaneously, battling for dominance in the human soul and the cosmos. This dualism suggests overlapping realities, one of light and one of darkness, each with its own inhabitants, destinies, and spiritual laws. The final battle, where good triumphs and the worlds are unified, is a form of cosmic reintegration, much like the idea of collapsing timelines into a single reality. 9. Common themes across cultures. Despite differences in culture and language, several core ideas repeat across these myths. Vertical realms, the idea of stacked worlds, heavens above, hells below, and earth in the middle. World trees or axis mundus, connecting point or axis linking the various planes of existence. Divine intermediaries, beings who move between realms, gods, shamans, avatars. Spiritual travel, myths of souls or heroes traveling between dimensions to gain wisdom, rescue someone, or undergo transformation. Cycles and layers of time. Time itself is often multidimensional, repeating, looping, or branching into different outcomes. These recurring motifs hint at a shared human perception of layered existence, possibly arising from dreams, altered states, or deep intuitive insight. X. Myths as maps of the multiverse. So what are these myths really pointing to? There are two major ways to interpret these multiversal myths. Symbolic interpretation. The realms are metaphors for states of consciousness, psychological development, or spiritual stages. Literal or metaphysical interpretation. The ancients were describing actual metaphysical realities, possibly accessed through mystical practices or deep trance states. Today, as science begins to explore quantum theories, parallel universes, and the limits of perception, ancient myths begin to seem less primitive and more prophetic. Their multiversal models may reflect timeless truths about consciousness, cosmology, and the structure of existence. Rediscovering the mythic multiverse. The idea of a multiverse is not just a modern scientific curiosity. It's an ancient cross-cultural insight into the deep nature of reality. Whether through the layered lokas of Hinduism, the 9 worlds of Norse myth, or the spiritual travels of shamans, humanity has long sensed that reality extends far beyond the material world we see. Ancient myths are not outdated superstitions. They are spiritual blueprints, rich with symbolic and metaphysical meaning. By re-examining them with both heart and mind, we may discover that the ancients were not only storytellers, but cosmologists, psychologists, and explorers of the infinite. In a world that feels increasingly fractured and uncertain, these ancient visions of a multidimensional cosmos can help us reconnect with a larger, more mysterious, and ultimately more meaningful universe, one that goes far beyond Earth. Mayan cosmology is one of the most profound and sophisticated spiritual systems in the ancient world. Far from being a simplistic or primitive worldview, the Mayan understanding of the universe is a rich and complex model that reflects deep insight into the nature of time, space, life, death, and the spirit. Central to this worldview is the concept of the world tree, which serves as the cosmic axis connecting the 3 cosmic levels: the heavens, the earthly realm, and the underworld. These levels are not merely spatial divisions, but spiritual dimensions filled with symbolic meaning, divine beings, and sacred cycles. In this exploration, we'll delve deep into the Mayan cosmological structure, understand the role of the world tree, examine how the Mayans saw the heavens, the earth, and the underworld, and uncover how these beliefs influence their rituals, architecture, and way of life. The structure of the Mayan universe. The Mayans viewed the universe as a multi-layered cosmos divided into 3 primary realms: the upper world, heavens; the middle world, earth; the underworld, Xibalba. Each realm was interconnected and infused with spiritual energy. These were not isolated regions, but overlapping dimensions, constantly influencing one another through cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The cosmic energy flowed between these worlds via sacred pathways, the most important of which was the World Tree, or Yaxch. 2. The World Tree, Yaxch, the axis of the universe. The World Tree, also called the Saber Tree, is the central element of Mayan cosmology. It connects the three cosmic levels vertically. Its roots reach into Xibalba, the underworld. Its trunk stands in the middle world, representing the physical realm where humans live. Its branches extend into the upper world, the domain of gods, ancestors, and cosmic order. This tree is not merely symbolic. It was believed to be an actual axis mundi, a sacred center of the universe that allows travel between realms. In ceremonial art and temple inscriptions, the tree is often depicted as a giant cross-like figure, with birds, symbols of celestial beings, perched on its upper branches and serpents, underworld guardians, at its roots. There are also 4 directional world trees, representing the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, each associated with a specific color, deity, and element. These trees, along with the central tree, formed a quincunx, a sacred 5-point cosmological model that symbolized balance, harmony, and the flow of spiritual energy. 3. The upper world, the realm of the gods. The upper world, known in Mayan cosmology as the heavens, was composed of 13 levels or layers. Each level was inhabited by specific gods or celestial beings who ruled various aspects of life and nature, such as rain, wind, sun, and stars. Key features of the upper world include deities such as Itsamna, the sky god and creator figure, and Ninechel, the goddess of the moon, fertility, and medicine. The movement of celestial bodies was crucial to the Mayans, who were expert astronomers. They tracked the orbits of the sun, moon, Venus, and other stars, believing these influenced events on Earth. Starry sky and Milky Way. The Milky Way was seen as a celestial serpent or river, a path the souls of the dead might follow. The sky itself was often imagined as a giant crocodile or jaguar, symbols of mystery and transformation. The heavens were not static but dynamic, a realm of constant motion where the gods interacted and cycles of time unfolded. Rituals, especially those related to planting, harvesting, and royal coronation, were often timed to celestial events, reflecting the belief that the heavens and earth were deeply synchronized. 4. The middle world, earth and human existence. The middle world, the realm of the living, was considered the battleground of divine forces, where the influence of the upper and lower worlds met. It was a sacred space, shaped by the energies of both death and life. Key elements of the middle world include human beings, who were seen not merely as physical creatures, but as spiritual intermediaries. Life was a sacred duty, a chance to maintain cosmic balance. Kings and shamans acted as bridges between worlds. Through ritual, fasting, bloodletting, and vision quests, they could enter altered states and travel spiritually into other realms. The earth itself was alive, a sacred body, sometimes imagined as a giant turtle or crocodile floating on the primordial ocean. Mountains and caves were especially sacred, seen as portals into the underworld or channels of divine energy. Mayans built their cities and temples to reflect the sacred geography of the cosmos. The central pyramids often symbolized mountains, and their step structures mirrored the levels of the upper world. City planning often aligned with cardinal directions and solstices, making urban space a reflection of cosmic order. The underworld, Xibalba, realm of death and rebirth. Xibalba, the Mayan underworld, was not simply a place of punishment. It was a mysterious realm of transformation, challenge, and renewal. Composed of 9 levels, Xibalba was ruled by the lords of death and inhabited by spirits, ancestors, and supernatural beings. Notable characteristics include Trials and Dangers. Mythology, especially the Popol Vuh, recounts the journey of the hero twins, Hunahpu and Xbalanque, who descend into Xibalba to defeat its dark lords. Their story represents the triumph of light over darkness and the journey of the soul through death into resurrection. Caves and cenotes were believed to be actual gateways to Xibalba. Many sacred sites were built near or around these natural features. The underworld was also the source of fertility, containing the seeds of new life. This duality, death as the gateway to rebirth, was central to the Mayan understanding of cosmic balance. In funerary rituals, great care was taken to prepare the soul for its journey through Xibalba. Items such as jade beads, symbolizing breath, maize, symbolizing life, and obsidian, symbolizing transformation, were buried with the dead, and tombs were constructed to mimic the cosmic levels, helping guide the soul upward. 6. Cyclical time and the cosmic balance. Mayan cosmology is inseparable from its vision of time. Time was not linear, but cyclical and layered, much like the structure of the universe itself. The calendar systems, the Tzolk'in 260-day ritual calendar, and Hab 365-day solar calendar, interlock to form the calendar round, with more complex systems like the long count tracking even larger cosmic cycles. Each day carried sacred energy associated with gods, elements, and fates. Certain times were more auspicious for planting, warring, building, or communing with the divine. These cycles were believed to mirror cosmic events, the movement of celestial bodies, the rising and falling of divine powers, and the shifting of energy through the three cosmic levels. Time was not abstract. It was alive, divine, and responsive to human action. 7. Rituals and sacred practices. Because the Mayans believed in a cosmos alive with spirit and divine influence, rituals were essential to maintain balance between the realms. These included bloodletting and sacrifice to feed the gods and sustain cosmic order, vision quests and trance states, where shamans could journey up or down the world tree, temple ceremonies, often conducted at key dates in the sacred calendar, aligning with astronomical phenomena, burials carefully aligned with cosmic geography to guide the soul's journey through the underworld. Sacred ball games also symbolize the cosmic struggle between life and death, order and chaos. The ball court was often placed between temple pyramids, acting as a liminal space between worlds. 8. Architecture as cosmic mirror. Mayan cities were more than political or economic centers. They were cosmic maps carved into stone. Major cities like Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza were constructed to reflect the Mayan universe. Pyramids represented sacred mountains and the axis of the world tree. Observatories tracked celestial events, linking human activity to divine will. Stelae and altars commemorated the deeds of kings and gods, anchoring mythic time in sacred space. Even mundane features were sacred. Doorways, stairways, and courtyards were aligned with cosmic paths. Ritual pathways and ceremonial centers often mimic the journey through the three cosmic levels. 9. Legacy and modern resonance. Though the great Mayan cities fell into decline centuries ago, their cosmology continues to resonate. Modern Maya communities still celebrate rituals, revere sacred mountains and caves, and maintain elements of the ancient calendar system. In today's world, as science begins to explore multidimensional realities, quantum fields, and the interconnectedness of all things, the Mayan worldview seems less mythical and more mystical, a spiritual science in harmony with nature and cosmic flow. Their deep respect for the earth, their understanding of a soul's journey, and their sacred geometry of time offer timeless insights for those seeking meaning beyond the material. A universe rooted in spirit. The Mayan vision of the cosmos, with its world tree and 3 cosmic levels, is not just a belief system. It is a sacred map of existence, where every being and element has a role in the grand cycle of life, death, and renewal. By viewing the universe as a living structure, connected through sacred directions, divine energies, and spiritual pathways, the Maya lived in profound harmony with the cosmos. Their myths, rituals, and temples were all expressions of this interconnected reality. In a modern world often divided between science and spirit, the Mayan cosmology reminds us that we are not separate from the universe. We are rooted in it, like the world tree itself, stretching between heaven and underworld, grounded in earth, and nourished by the flow of cosmic time. Thanks for joining us on this cosmic journey through ancient myths and multiversal mysteries. If these timeless stories sparked your imagination, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into hidden knowledge and forgotten lore. What do you think? Were ancient peoples tapping into other dimensions or crafting metaphors for inner realms? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, the universe may be far stranger and more interconnected than we ever imagined. See you in the next reality.